Yeah, so starchy products for me are always quite good, and it's something I would never really have looked at before. I would always go on like things like whole grain,
Yeah.
whereas now I buy white bread, and that's what I'll eat. I'll have white rice, I'll have white pasta, but one of the things I've noticed that I've started to really consume a lot of is bananas. Now,
Yeah.
there are schools of thought that overconsumption of bananas can have bad side effects for other reasons. However, I think at some level, you just got to take the rough with the smooth. And I think I'm going to get more benefits from potentially having 2 or 3 bananas a day compared to, and that slowing down my digestion,
Yeah.
potentially allowing me to get that bit more out of my food versus not consuming bananas and therefore not retaining, as much.
Don't quote. There's no kind of real reference or quote in here, but we were talking about the consuming bananas previous. Not myself, just another work colleague. We were saying it was something ridiculous. Something like the research that it was kind of counteracting what they were saying with regards to how many you should eat, and it was something ridiculous that you'd need to eat like 20 bananas a day or something for it to have that kind of the too much zinc or whatever it was. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm not going to consume. I'm not a monkey. I'm not going to consume 20 bananas a day. I think 2 or 3 bananas to help thicken the consistency of what's going through your body is it's not going to give you any negative effects really. Yeah, bananas actually. I'll tell you another really good one. And it's when you talk about white foods and like white bread, white pasta. It's funny when I had the J pouch. Not long after the surgery, I spoke to the surgeon, and he was kind of saying to me, and bear in mind, I'm not trying to be funny, the surgeon was not in good shape, let's just put it that way. And he did not look after himself. But he was kind of telling me, you need to eat white pasta, white breads. And this is completely, I'd say, it's quite controversial with regards to what we're actually taught, what we should be eating, like your whole grains, in comparison to, the white bleached bread. But you know what? He was absolutely right. Is that I was eating the white pasta and the white bread, and actually it would be slightly better on my stomach than than the whole grain or the wheat germ and stuff like that. So it's funny how a food that is not generally frowned upon is the wrong thing to say, but not as nutrient dense or as good as what the brown stuff is. Was actually better on our stomach.
Yeah.
Marshmallow, another one. Storming her to try some marshmallows, and that would help actually thicken up things. So I'll have a bit of chocolate on a marshmallow. That would make a difference. I'm not advocating go out and eat loads of marshmallows because they're full of sugar, but I'm just saying as something to help. And if you want something, a little bit of that sugary treat, then a marshmallow will do.
Yeah, and I think a big, like, my stillman nurse, we had this conversation the other day, basically told me, oh, well, just go and have McDonald's and stuff and you'll be fine. You can eat that, and you can eat that stuff now. It's like you don't put on weight when you haven't got a large intestine. And I was just like, I think you're missing the point, love. But you can go out, and you know what, a portion of McDonald's fries will sort of slow things down, thicken things up a bit. So you've got all of those options, but yeah, it's not going to work in the long run, eating things like that and shoving marshmallows down your neck. But you can do them in the short term.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me then, it was playing around, trial and error with food for a long time. It was writing down a diary, keeping a diary, and you have to be pretty strict with it actually. Trial and error with different foods. Just kind of write it down, whatever you want to do. Put it down your phone. It's just making sure that you put down things that affect you badly and things that help to improve your output. And I think that's a key area really is writing down the foods that you can tolerate and those that you can't, and then finding a good balance really. That was the biggest. That made the biggest difference for me actually when I had a J pouch. Now, like I said, with an ileostomy, I can tolerate. So the foods that I found out really badly affected me, and those that I can tolerate a lot better because I could retrial them when I had the ileostomy. And then think, well, actually, do you know what? I'm handling that a lot better. I actually had a Guinness last night, and like I said previously, with a J pouch, any alcohol would just turn my stomach, and it'd be in a bad way. but I had Guinness last night, and the output for my pouch was no different to what it was. Not what it was. Sorry, the ileostomy. The output was no different to what it was without a drink, if that makes sense.
Where were you last night?
Just in the house.
Oh, just nice. No, it
was sorry. It was my sister-in-law and my best mate, who's her fella. They got engaged on holiday last week.
Nice.
So they came round for a takeaway. Dare I say it? We talk about nutrition. I had a takeaway, and I decided that we'd have a can of Guinness together just to celebrate. And do you know what? It went down smooth. It went down really nice, and I didn't have any problems with it afterwards. So I was quite pleased. But it was only one can. But that's what we're saying. Everything in moderation. I think we have to make that point as well. You know, with regards to the food that we eat in, you can eat. You know, you can tend to eat what you want, but it's got to be in moderation.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the rule for life, really. Just moderation. What you're talking about whenever you had your J pouch and stuff. Yeah. I think that's a really important factor for a lot of people at various stages of the disease or various stages of takedown or setup, is keeping a food diary. And if you have a very bland diet, you know, let me rephrase that. There is no one size fits all. There's no one size fits all when it comes to diet and nutrition, and you'll have one guy that swears by paleo, you'll have another guy that has some anti-inflammatory diet that cuts out carbs, you'll have another guy that's like fat only, and that might work for them, but it may not work for you. So you got to think in the micro and in the macro, is that sustainable in the macro, and in the micro, is that causing you a hell of a lot of disruption? I mean, I tried to have a low carb, high fat sort of balanced diet for a while. I couldn't handle it because without the carbs in there, and I literally could not eat enough cauliflower to take over what a slice of bread would do. The level of acidity in my system was quite high because without a large intestine, we're not able to absorb the essentially the bile that comes out of your stomach, so that will leak into your small intestine, but by the time it gets into the large intestine and by the time it gets to a normal person's rectum, it's generally speaking nullified. That's not the case whenever you've got a J pouch or an ileostomy. So those are all things, but different people, that's what I'm saying, that didn't work for me, but it could work for somebody else. So definitely experiment. And like John's already alluded to, there's a website for people like us in the UK called Crohn's and Colitis UK. And equally, there are websites in America. One that I know of is Crohn's Colitis Foundation. I believe that they will all talk to each other and generally have a consensus on the stuff that they pump out in terms of advice. And it's really good. There's loads of PDF files on there or leaflets that give you lots of different bits and pieces and actually quite in-depth information, and links it on to other research and other places that you can go and find for information. So yeah, seek that out, have a look, keep a diary, but most of all, I want people to stop feeling like they're stuck. I don't want people to feel like they're stuck and feel like there's no way out. There's always a way out, and there's always something that we can do, and just try and enjoy it. Try and enjoy the small things. That's what I'm trying to do as best I can. You know, we've both got kids, and you know, there's some days that they drive us up the wall. It's realizing that child's fit and healthy, and actually, you know, given what we've been through, we're still here to enjoy them. So that's
absolutely, yeah. That's a good point.
Well, I think that takes us off from this episode.
Absolutely.